I hardly slept, worked 18, 20 hours a day like crazy, few jobs, at the same time also trying to create and maintain different relationships. Forget about the relationship with myself. I never really took care of that. I remember my grandmother told me, you always try helping other people, don't forget about yourself. Well, I did forget about myself in those days for a few years. Worked really hard, never slept. Hi, welcome to the channel. What an honor to have you here. I believe that in life we are here to serve a purpose greater than ourselves. In order to do that the best way, we need first to invest in ourselves. So let's start. If you'll ask people from the outside, who is Yair Gafni? That's me. Uh, so I'm sure you'll get a lot of answers. I'll say just a few. Probably they'll say good heart, believes in gratitude, really kind, works hard. So you could get a lot of answers, but if you ask me, I'll agree with a lot of those answers. But one thing that people might not know is that I was really critical towards myself. For a lot of years, I was always criticizing myself. And I always had a good answer for myself, that it was for me to get better, so I need to criticize myself really, really hard. And that was my answer for all of the years. And then a few things in life happened that brought me to change the way I look at things. And from now, I understand that, when you see something, if you change the way you look at it, it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different situation. Your whole approach changes. But before that, let's go back a few years. So, as I said, I love helping people. I'm a big believer in gratitude and state of mind. And a few years ago, I thought to myself, okay, what's the best way I can help people? So there's a certain undercover unit that I wanted to get into after I finished my studying. And I started the process, it's a long process, and all of a sudden my back injury exploded. I couldn't move, I couldn't walk, I couldn't lay down. Crazy pain, like really crazy pain. But I was determined, I'm going to that unit. That's how I can serve people. I won't sleep at night. I'll make sure the bad guys that want to kill other people will be taken care of, and other people will have a quiet life. That was my goal. That's how I'm going to help people and light their life. So that I was really persistent with achieving it anyway. I went for physiotherapy, and I remember when the doctor told me I got the injury, I said, yeah, nice joke, but I'm pushing forward. I'm pushing forward. I'm going to go to that place, whatever it is. I can't say it on the camera. And I'm going to serve right there. So what basically happened was that after a lot of physiotherapy, I reached to a place that I understood I still have that injury. And for me, family is number one. My dream is to raise my kids and be there for my wife, family, and after that for everyone else. And I told myself, if I go into that unit, I probably won't have my health anymore, because they beat the crap out of you in training. And I was already, after other training in different places, I was already 28 by then. So I decided not to do it. And then my feeling, the feeling of failure came, and it came hard. I was like, what a failure. Yeah, you can't even go into that place. And I kept on criticizing myself why I could have, should have, all of those stuff I'm sure you're also familiar with. And in addition to that, I also felt a failure in my relationships. I was looking for a really long time for a spouse, and none of those relationships really worked. So I really felt like a failure. And even though, I was still believing in gratitude, and I was working on the mindset deep inside, in addition to helping people and being grateful, I also had this side of, you could have done better. Why didn't you do it? And you could have prevented. A lot of dealing with thoughts of the past and criticizing again, making believe I'm helping myself. How am I helping myself? By criticizing, and that's not the way to go. So after that I said, okay, let's zoom out for a second and think, what was my goal trying to get into that unit? What it was basically trying to help other people. So I thought of a lot of different ways. And also I had people coming to me for, you know, coaching, because I studied a lot with things that have to do with the brain, mind, subconscious. You know, I say I studied, and I'm always a student, you know, until the day I die. But after that, I thought to myself, maybe I'll go into real estate. The way I got into real estate, that's a whole different story. Actually, a great one, but not for now. And I started taking some courses in entrepreneurship, real estate. I got into the field. I started going in slowly. Well, not that slow. And it went fine at the beginning. And then with time, things just started to go out of place. I was working crazy hours, not sleeping at all. You know, always, what do you do when you want to create more time? What do? You cut down on sleep. Well, today I won't say that, but that was my state of mind then. I hardly slept, worked 18, 20 hours a day like crazy, few jobs, at the same time also trying to create and maintain different relationships. Forget about the relationship with myself. I never really took care of that. I remember my grandmother told me, you know, you always try helping other people, don't forget about yourself. Well, I did forget about myself in those days for a few years. Worked really hard, never slept. And what happened one day, I started my exercise routine, which wasn't so easy, I'll say that way. And then as I'm doing the pull-up, I'm starting to go up, I'm going up, and then I feel like a stab in my chest. I fall down. And then, you know, I was telling myself, why are you falling down? Get up. So I get up, I go back again, I do the pull-up, again, a stab. I was like, whoa, this is not, you know, something over here is not working. Something over here is out of normal. This is not supposed to happen. I'm in good shape. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe just for today, I'll stop. And I continued the day. The next few days, I was hardly breathing. I really had a really hard time to breathe. So after a few days, I told myself, you know what, Yair, it's time to go for a checkup. Something over here is wrong. So I went to a doctor, he couldn't find anything. I went to another doctor, he couldn't find anything. Eventually, I really couldn't breathe. I had to go into the hospital. By the way, if I have any family watching this, a lot of you, probably most of you didn't know that, but yeah. You know, I like keeping things to myself. Here I'm sharing it because I believe it helps other people. So I had to go into the hospital, and over there I was speaking with the doctor, and basically he told me, like, you're crazy, you don't sleep. He heard my routine, and you have a lot of pressure. It wasn't good, I'll say it that way. And then I said, okay, I heard, I understand, and I have things to do, I'll keep on. And then one day I was walking out of a really nice lady. I was volunteering with elderly people, and I went to visit them from time to time. So after one of my visits, I remember walking out over there, going on my bike, and I was like, I'm done, like I have no more power. I just felt like a huge hole that I was looking up to the sky, and I was like, I had it. You know, at that time, I had a relationship that I thought will work out into a marriage, and I also had a close family member that I was really close with that passed away, and my business of real estate was going down. I got into huge debt. Every month I had no clue how I'm going to pay my bills the next month. I remember so clear that feeling I had before moving to the location of my business to try to save it. It was so clear. I felt such a failure. Also, my dream that I wanted in the past, wasn't able to achieve it. Also, the relationships, I wasn't able to create a meaningful relationship. There was one I thought it was going that way, but it didn't. And of course now also the business. So basically whatever I'm dealing with in life, everything's falling and failing. And that feeling, you know, I remember that so well. And what basically I got later on to understand was that the goal is not what you think the goal is. The goal is who you become in the process of achieving that goal. The goal is turning into a new person, which that happens all the time. You know, as long as you're acting and moving and learning, you're growing. I understood the challenge I thought I'm going to go through is going to be a lot harder, and it was. Every day was, things came up, surprises. When I thought I was able to find a solution for the challenge, I got punched in the face and fell down, got back up every time. And I remember this day really, really, really clear. I was walking in the kitchen, breakfast time. I was staying by great friends that hosted me. And I just told God, you could call it universe, whatever you want. I said I had enough. And what I had enough of wasn't what was happening around me. Also that, believe me, but I had enough of trying to be in control. So I was having all my morning routines and the right mindset, at least I thought I was, but I was trying to control everything. In addition to trying to control everything, when you try to control what happens, you also get a lot of resistance. And then I told God, listen, I had enough. I'm not taking, I'll do my best, I'll act, I'll do the best I can in order to solve the next step, the next solution. But I'm not, it's out of my control. The control is my effort, and believe me, I'll put it in. But I'm not going to resist, I'm going to accept whatever is happening. And after accepting and feeling the feelings of whatever it is, not ignoring, because I'm not Superman. After that, okay, now we can act. So after I accepted, after I had belief, after I felt the feeling, after I had some gratitude, now I could act. I remember every morning, touching my chest and telling myself, wow, amazing, I'm still breathing. I could still see, I could still hear, I have a warm blanket above me. So I just started being grateful for what I have. And just a little after that, I remember going for a run in the park. And during the run, I have all of these things in my head of how am I going to pay this, how am I going to pay that, how are we going to find solution for this project, for that project. I also had someone threatening my life. I had a lot of things in my head, and all of a sudden, as I'm running actually uphill, I had this beautiful thought or understanding, I'll say, that came into my head that said, wow, Yair, you are rich. Rich with what? I just now said that I'm in huge debt and I'm dealing with people that are trying to threaten my life. So what was the rich part? I realized I'm rich with beautiful people around me and that I'm here. The most important relationship is the relationship you have with yourself. It took me some time to understand that. So after acknowledging that fact that I'm rich with beautiful people around me and with myself, that I could do whatever I'm doing, that I have the opportunity, that I'm here in this world to do whatever I can do, whatever I connect to. After that, I came to all my projects from a totally different perspective. I'll say it was after that and after that morning in the kitchen. The perspective was basically, okay, whatever comes towards me, first accept it. After I accept it, if there's any feeling that comes up, feel it. Maybe also detach from the feeling, but feel the feeling. And then decide if you want to continue and take a part of it or not. And after I felt the feeling and decided if I want to continue with it or not, I would say, okay, what can I be grateful for? Now, really important point over here. When I say be grateful, it's not to basically delete all the challenging things. It's in order for you to deal with the challenging things from a state of mind of, wow, I have already so much in life, now let's also go and deal with that. Because if you come from a state of mind, and state of mind, mindset, that's the key. If you come from a state of mind that, okay, I have nothing, so nah, I don't really have any chance also to deal with this, your chance of overcoming your challenge is much harder. And in addition to that, forget about overcoming your challenge. I want you to overcome your challenge. I want you to get a feeling of empowering and belonging. I want your path to be lightened. And of course, to have a smile on your face. So in order to go there, or to get there, I'll say, gratitude is a really important key. Gratitude, giving, grit, we'll talk about that. But I tried to understand what were those, I'll say, elements that I invested in myself that helped me to overcome many challenges. not only in the finance, not only in the health, not only in the relationship, and many other areas of life that I won't go into right now. In future videos we will. And I was sitting down, with myself, going in nature, writing, and I understood that there were 6 elements, that those were the main 6 elements that if I invest in myself in those elements, it would give me a clear mindset. It would give me a way to wake up in the morning and be fulfilled with what I have, and always also want more. Again, always be grateful for what we have, and from that state of mind, okay, let's see what we can do to achieve more. Those 6 elements were investing in the mind, which mind has also in it gratitude, giving, grit, and relationships. I'm just having over here a small reminder. The most important relationship is the one you have with yourself. Movement. Movement could be movement during the day, could be exercise. Nutrition, the right nutrition. Sleep, which I totally ignored. And financial behavior. You could have all of those things, but if you don't manage your finances in the right way, so your chances of getting a high stress are pretty high. I'll say it that way from experience. I hope you enjoyed the video and took some tools to overcome your challenges and light your path. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and smash that thumbs up. And looking forward to see you in the next video.